So after recommendations to rebuild Cambridge and Oxford, I took on one of you guys' suggested ideas. And that is to do a rebuild with both teams, as both places have the best universities. So that probably means they'll have the smartest youth academies, but how do I decide between Cambridge or Oxford? Well, I've got an idea, and you may not all like it, but I've combined them both together to get KOFK. And do you guys want kits like this one, or even this one? If you do, make sure to check out Soccer Deal Shop, link in the description. Cheap and affordable replica kits, and if you use MWS in the promo code checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. And no, it's just not 4 letters, it stands for Cameford United. It's Cambridge and Oxford put together, as we've stole the 5 youngest players from both clubs and put them into our young squad alongside Ryan Bennett. As yes, you've probably already guessed by the title and what I've already said, Youth Academy only. And that's kind of alright, because we only have young players anyway, generating our team. Oh, and we have to win the UCL. And if you're wondering why Ryan Bennett's in this team and he's not very young, well, because he used to play for Grimsby. As look at the age of the players we have in our squad, we did need a bit more experience as... Hang on a minute. Okay, so all these youngsters I thought it had generated are actually quite old. We're going to have to get rid of them. Or not get rid of them, but replace them at some point with the youth academies we have to buy. As I did put us in League One, and Oxford and Cambridge still do exist in this division, as 5 million in the bank, that should hopefully be enough to stay in this division, as we've replaced Carlisle. And let's get cooking. As with us playing a 5-back, our best scout right here, Aidan McWilliams, is going for defensive-minded. Set him off in England. As we go in England, Scotland and Wales, as Miguel Pacheco goes for a technically gifted Scottish player, that is. As the Greek Harris is going to Wales for a striker. And that's our 3 scouts already put out to work, but you know how we roll around here. We're going to see the play straight away, as I've generated it automatically already, and you can see the potentials aren't too high, as the only thing we can do is cycle through all 3 scouts and see what they've got all together. I'm actually a little bit excited, as getting all the best players and putting them all together, it's alright. I mean, no one over 60 potential, that is, but the good thing about that happening is we can get them all in and loan them straight away. And after a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, before we've got anyone training, I made sure I got players out on loan, as most of these are the players that we just promoted, but then we've got the likes of Caleb Goodwin and Glenn McConnell, who is an IRL player who made the switch from Cambridge to Cameford United. Hopefully they get growing, as we need them back and we need them in the team, as we start with Reading. Oxford and Cambridge versus the Royals right there, and they've got a very decent team. Not doing well in real life, but we've got to put that aside and go and get a result, as the Goodwin who stayed scores our only goal. And halfway through season number 1, remember when I said that we replaced Carlisle? Well, we're in their position, literally, as Cameford United prop up League One, bottom of the table, with Oxford quite close. They're in 17th, as Cambridge are in 13th. So all 3 of us really not doing too great. As looking at our squad, well, it's not great also, is it? I mean, we've got a lot of players, including Bennett, now 62 rated. Maybe playing all our youth isn't the best idea, so we'll go ahead and drop him back, make it that. It's not got all the youth players in it, of course, but we've got to let them grow, and we'll see how they're doing out on loan. As this year's crop so far, well, we've got a few budgers. We've got a 63 rated Alan Wilson. Also, Caleb Goodwin doing very well at, well, I don't know what club that is, but if he keeps it up, I don't care. As speaking of keeping things up, we've got the team staying up in League One, although I thought we'd push for promotion. Oh, but we still do though. We still finish below Cambridge United and Oxford United. So them two still the better of the trio, but we will get there once our loan players do better and once our academy improves, as this is horrendous, getting beaten in the FA Cup by Lincoln City. One of the worst 2 teams to exist on planet Earth, as Burton Albion beat us on penalties in the Carabao. And Bristol Street Motors, we came bottom and we got beat by Lincoln in that. What is happening here? Being trolled by Lincoln, but not by Alan Wilson, as he looks like he means business going into this next season. And I'm such a silly goose. I am such a silly boy because I forgot about this man Andrews, who I think was already at the club. Might have been with the youth intake, but he's 20-year-old, and I don't care anyway. He's going in our team, alongside Alan Wilson and Goodwin, who was definitely here from the start, as we'll probably have to change formation as we go in 4-4-2, and that's what it's going to look like. So come on, lads, give us another good youth intake, as we've got another 5 million, and that could mean our first 5-star youth academy scout. As before we go ahead and get that scout, I just want to put a little message out to you guys that are watching. We are on a journey to 25,000 subscribers before the 9th of May. If we could hit that milestone, I would love you guys forever, even though I already do. As we've got a 5-star scout we are just sending to England. No instructions on him, as we sent the Irish one to Wales, and we're gonna change it up with Harris going to Denmark. Not to find anyone in particular, or to be fair, I wouldn't mind someone who replaces in that team, as these are the players that we've got this year, combined with the academy from last year, and I'm looking up as Silas back with a loan deal. He could come back to us with absolute potential, if you pardon the pun. So he's getting promoted alongside Jack Wilson. Is he brothers to Alan Wilson? I guess we'll never know. As screw it, I'm promoting a lot of players here. They can just jump in the squad, or not in the squad, into the reserves. Up that number of players to 42, and only 8 attackers. That is quite low, you know. As it's all nice promoting these players, and I can use them in the future, but the immediate aims, the board want promotion. And after our disappointing season last season, we have to be higher than Cambridge and Oxford, definitely. On this season, we've got the players already out on loan, including Silas back, who is going back to Denmark. Jack Wilson's going to Livingston, and Parr to Crawley. And we always get a Grimsby player, Dexter Bullock. Good luck, my friend. Rooting for you the most as the team. I don't know how I feel about it, because honestly, apart from Goodwin and Bennett, we haven't got any Oxford or Cambridge United players really in there. They're mostly just on that bench, as we've just got to imagine that all the players we do get through are from Oxford or Cambridge in one way or the other. As this rebuild anyway goes out to all you Cambridge United fans or Oxford fans, as the first game's against Cambridge. I mean, doing a Cambridge save and coming up against Cambridge is a little bit dodgy, but we're gonna let it slide, as the first game is going to be a win against Cambridge. Okay, all right. Liam Bennett's looking a bit confused, as he's just beat the team that he plays for in real life and kind of plays for in this game, but a franchised version. That's what this team can be called. Finally, 2 seasons in, I've discovered a name for what our team actually is. And this season, before we touch on any youth players of our own at the club, we're looking at those out on loan, as it seems to me that Silas back's been overhyped, because Jack Wilson with a 67 rating on loan at Livingston, and his brother at the club 70 rated. I'm gonna call them brothers, although this one is Welsh and the other one is Scottish. Goodwin 69 rated, Andrew 68, as this makes a little bit of sense because our squad is good and we are top of the tree. Cameford United, it sounds like Beeford United with an extra little bit at the front, top of the league so far. As come end of the season, oh, we bottled it slightly, finishing 2nd place to a good Bristol City side. Surprised they're relegated, and to be fair, I'll take it. Not a trophy in the bag, but a promotion in the bag. And that'll do me as FA Cup. That won't do me. We were beaten by Derby, who finished below us in the league. Bit of a shock, that one, as we lost to Peterborough in the Carabao. Okay, all right. 2 games we shouldn't have lost. As do we, though. Win the BSM trophy, we don't. Bloody hell, Millers. Good for Rotherham, that, as we've got a good player at the club. Alan Wilson, 72 rated. Any more youngsters? I mean, Will Goodwin kind of is. He started at Oxford, or is at Oxford, played in real life as Marcus Andrews, 69 rated and 14 goals for him, with Goodwin getting 14 and Wilson getting 20. That is brilliant for him, as he'll be joined by his brother, now 69 rated, in the Championship. As here we are, and I am honestly very worried for that team to survive in the Championship. It's gonna take a lot, as the first thing I'm gonna do, reading our goal, is 34-year-old. So I'm gonna risk Saunders, one of the young players we brought through, who is 20-year-old, to try and up his overall. As of course we can't buy players, but one player we need through the academy is a central midfielder to replace Morrison. As all the bloody players we get are wingers and CDMs, so I'm going to get rid of the whole academy and go new. As I'm going to set the scouts out, we've got Jorgensen, another 5-star who's going to Norway to try and find us the next Haaland. As Mazipov is going to Spain to try and find us a central midfielder. A bit of an Iniesta. And Aidan McWilliams, well, we've got to keep them in Ireland, but I'm going to send him to Northern Ireland. A little bit controversial. As tell me this is a better academy. Yes, it is. There we go. Adrian Aguilar. He goes straight in our team. Promote him straight up, and Javi Gonzalez, promote him. We'll still get players out on loan. No one good apart from the Spanish players. As only 3 players out on loan in this Championship season, including Gutierrez, Murray, and Christopher Ruud. Now, this man's Norwegian, and he is a striker. He's only 54 rated. Could he get on Haaland's level? I'm not going to think so, and that is his team now. We're getting the youth in there slowly but surely. Or slowly but surely, with Andrews, Wilson, Aguilar, and Saunders in the net. Come on, all we've got to do is survive as his first game of the season. QPR. This is going to be a relegation fighting team. No offense to Rangers fans, but that's how it's going in real life. And can we start off with a point? We get all 3. Goodwin with a goal and Andrews with the other makes me think maybe now that we're in the Championship, the youth players are going to kick in, because the higher we go, the higher the potential goes, and the better the players get. And is what I just said going to be true? We'll check the table where we're 6th. Maybe I've spoke the truth, because we can't be in 6th. With the team that we had, we were relegation fodder. As I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong, we have got improvements and we've got some good players. The growth exponentially has been amazing, as Wilson 79, but his brother though is injured. Plain Scotsman not flying any longer. Goodwin and Andrews have got a good partnership there. And actually, them two aren't from the academy, as Aguilar is and Saunders is. Pretty sure we had some good players on the bench as well. As when you look at the potential rating, then the overall, doesn't make sense for the rest of these academy players. I'm just going to let it stand. See if they can improve. Put them on training drills, as they are looking like they are completely in the wrong positions. Oh well, see if they can improve. As the players out on loan, I spoke about Ruud. He'd have to get a move on, and he's already 65. He could be a bench player. I'll let him see out at Bradford. And Gutierrez though, he might have to come back. As yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Recall him for quite cheap. He's gone up to 70 rated. Straight in our midfield. As we only wanted 1 midfielder, finding in Spain, instead we've got 2 that go in our starting 11. As have we, however, finished in them playoff spots the last month. Tells me a different story. As yes, did we fall? Oh my days, did we fall? We finished 18th position. We must have had a mare. I mean, we've survived, and that's all I could really ask for at the start, but 18th position is quite frankly shocking. From where we were in 6th, I just cannot believe the fall we've had, and to be fair, I'm kind of glad we weren't Premier League ready. As were we FA Cup ready? It doesn't seem like it, to be fair, as I've already seen Cambridge and Oxford. Couldn't even find us, and when I can't find us, there's no point in looking, as in the Carabao Cup. Beaten by QPR, who we beat 2-1 first game of the season. They've got their revenge, and probably in the league as well, because we've had a shocker. Not much growth in the team, a few ratings here and there, but not in our midfield. Green's looking alright, our left back, but he's 32, so next season with youth players, definitely need defenders. So yes, we need defenders, because 2 of them are already leaving, and Wilson will have a lot of carrying to do next season, especially as he scores 17 goals with Andrews in second and Goodwin in third. As here we are in season number, what is it, 4 now? Still in the championship, my Stu. As like we've alluded to, we need defenders, a left back, centre backs, priority number 1. As speaking of number 1s, we've only got 1 goalkeeper, and that is Saunders, who is in our goal. So this season, apart from defenders and the likes, we need a goalkeeper, priority number 2. As I don't believe this as well, 2nd season in the championship and only 5 million? I thought it had increased. Then again, we don't need all the money, and we've got a better scout. Sean Corrigan replaces the other Irish McWilliams. Not 5-star, 5-star. So I'm going to just send this guy to England searching for any, not the defenders or keeper. As for defenders, we're going to go searching in Brazil, and goalkeeper Italy for the next Donnarumma or Gigi Buffon, as this is the academy we've got, and it's a mixed bag because they all look good, but the only problem is our 2 best players in Moraes and Almeida can't be promoted yet. Not even for a loan, so I'm going to get them on a training drill. We'll take the other keeper. Oh, we can't even take him. Right, we'll take Abate, we'll take De Silva, and we'll take Walters. Try and get them all out on loan. Apart from the keeper, of course. Abate, sorry, mate. You're not going to progress in your career. You're going to stay as a backup. And now that I look at it, De Silva's only 3 ratings lower than Sanderson, but 3 years lower. Screw it, I'm sticking him in the team alongside Ibsen Rossi, who is a Cambridge original, and I feel like a cheat here. We've only actually got 2 Cambridge United players and 1 Oxford United player in a team that's supposed to be them. And I'm quite nervous because, of course, last season we didn't do well despite our rating increases. And we've had more this year. We start off with Wickham, but if we don't start well, we could be down there. Most of the reliance going on our wingers in the team, alongside the wingers on the bench. Yes, we've got a lot of wide players. Ooh, and I've been talking about our 76 rated strikers a lot, but of course, Rude. Can we make him the next Erling? That's what I'd like to see. That is what I'm hoping for as the first game. We're beaten by Wickham. Can Cameford United overcome the fear of just championship football, because it seems like we don't like it. Right, and halfway through our journey in this next season, it is still not promotion places where we need to be. It's 10 wins and 10 defeats, which perfectly sums us up, because we are winning games with our attack, but then our defense, probably the dodgy partiers. We're almost at Watford. I mean, actually, no, we're not. We're 8 points adrift. And how does our team look? It has been playing De Silva, our left-footed centre-back, and his rating's gone well. In fact, we've got a lot of good ratings, and I'm surprised Wilson's still happy being 85 rated and stuck in the championship. That is horrendous for him, and our strikers, including Rude, like I said, he's getting towards Haaland territory. Getting a lot better. As you can see, Leon Walters is the only player we managed to get out on loan this season. Didn't mess around with loan deals as much, and he's nothing really special, and we've got a lot of wingers already. Probably won't get involved, but we're back at the academy as one of our good players has now turned 16. Alex Almeida with 93 to 94 potential. You know, we could play him this season. Might as well, you know, plus we've got a place on the bench, and he's only 4 ratings lower than Adams, who's 10 years older, and he's quick alongside another Brazilian already at the back. So, yep, that's our team. Can we squeeze in the playoffs? As, come on, how have we done? How have we done? How have we done? We have got in the playoffs, and that is an achievement. Seems like our left back isn't too bad after all in the end, as Hull City bring on the Tigers. Has any luck for us so far? No. It seems like Wickham's our bogey team in the FA Cup as well. As Carabao Cup, we are beaten by Bolton in round 2. That's a bit more disappointing. But hey, playoff season, and the team as it stands is getting there. It's getting a lot better than I expected. We've got 2 over 80 rated, including Wilson, whose stats seem to have got a bit messed up. maybe a little bit of a glitch. I'll be honest, I don't remember them being that good, as back on the bench has been playing over him. As these are the ratings of the players we currently have, and honestly, we're getting a good crop together. And we've also got a rating of 72 out of De Silva, plus 11 in one season. It can only get better. Of course, if we're in the Prem, as that's where we want to be. But first leg, Hull City have taken it. Not a great scoreline to be at half-time, as, yeah, we're having a bit of a glitch going on with Wilson. A bit of a shame, and I'm not having a 6 rated in the team. Maybe he's just fallen off a cliff. I don't know what's happened to him. Don't know what happened with him, but we'll sweep it under the rug as we progress past Hull City. The Tigers this time getting mauled. Brilliant from us as we're simulating straight onto Brentford. I mean, they've got the advantage. A London team playing a final in London. But Andrews has something to say as Cameford United win. And that is a huge achievement. Big weight off the shoulders. We are into the Premier League. However, though, looking at the squad we have, I mean the ratings will shoot up. When you get into the Premier League, like I keep saying, the potential will rise. That's how dynamic it is with the mods and everything we have on. As Almeida, we need to hit that rise. Same with De Silva. Ibsen Rossi, the captain, although he's a real player, he's still in our defence. And we could definitely still use him. And going into this next season, we've already done the academy. We did the same settings as last year. And still, Alfonso Moraes, who was here last year, is our best player in the academy when we're a Prem team. We've been rattled by a glitch player in this game, honestly. EA, FC, sort your game out, as there's going to be a lot of reliance this season on one man. Wilson, 87 rated. He is our saviour. As yes, we've got decent players, and all I've got to say right now is stop the count. We are top of the Premier League. Honestly, just stop it there. Give us some Champions League football. Let our youth grow. And that will be enough. And before you ask me why this season's going so quick, well, we've got nothing to do. We're going straight into West Ham United. And also, if you ask me where I want to finish in the table, I couldn't tell you, honestly. No predictions at all. I just hope our youth grows as we've loaned some out. And Mariah's with one loan deal has already gone up +3. One for Walters and one for Bullock. Let's hope they come back and maybe push into our squad. As 2 of those players getting championship loan deals. Come on, beat West Ham. I know our squad's not good enough. Maybe just surviving relegation is all that we aim for, as yes, first game, hammered by the Irons. And how bad are we doing? I mean, looking at the points we've accumulated, 32 is our attack carrying us. Well, there's only one answer for that. Halfway through the season, Cameford United, youngsters mind you, are 6th in the Premier League, above Spurs and Man United, and Chelsea, Liverpool. We're doing great. We're stealing a place from the good teams in this league. And speaking of good, how good are our players? Come on, show something worth stopping the game for. It is our attack that's carrying us, that's evident. As we haven't got much growth on the bench apart from Rude and Goodwin, but the Goodwin in the team alongside Andrews. Them 2 as a force, 86 and 87 rated. And how have I just missed Wilson on the wing? Them stats to me do not scream 91 rated, but he's on par with Messi, Ronaldo. He's legit. As our defense was also getting there, we've got a good goalkeeper. Roman Saunders has been here since the start. Gutierrez, our midfield duo with Aguilar. Them 2 progressing. As how's our players progressing on loan? Let's have a check, shall we? I mean, Mariah's 76 rated. He's gone up 12. Half a season at Cardiff. There's something in this game where once you get to the Premier League, your youth get better, as Walter's up to 70. He's going to be brilliant for our bench in the future, as it's actually not even Wilson who's top scorer at the club. It's Marcus Andrews who's got 14, but to be fair to Alan Wilson, he is the assist king. And I don't believe it. We actually didn't fall off. Only 3 draws all season makes up for our defeats. 20 wins for Cameford United Caesars. In the Europa League, we were 2 points off champs. Have we got anything as well through the cup competitions? No, we don't. In the FA Cup, no idea where we went out. Same with the Carabao. I'm fed up of searching for us in the round 1, 2 and 3. Help, it's just getting boring. And I'm kind of surprised that we got Europa League. I mean, Am I surprised? Or am I disappointed? Because our defense is going up. We've got everyone over 80 rated apart from Almeida, who's got to play catch up. And Aguilar's not actually gone up at all this year or half a season. I don't know. We've got a couple of good ratings though. Bench not doing too well, but Wilson is a 92 rated at 21 years of age. Don't tell me again I've got to put Bale in a thumbnail, because honestly, he looks like a Gareth Bale regen. And now we've got Europa League. It's kind of getting to crunch time where we've got to think about our academy. Although we've got the money. 66 million in our bank account, in fact. I guess Cambridge and Oxford could hope for that in real life. But what do we do with it? Do we actually go for youth? Because maybe we just go for one, or just screw it, we'll still do it. Just set everyone to, of course, look in the UK for maybe another wonder kid. Had to be like 66 rated though. As I don't believe it, man. We've got two brilliant players in Blake Fry and Tony Lloyd, but you guessed it, they are both wide players. I'm going to promote them and get them out on loan if we can, of course. See if their potential skyrockets, as Almeida has caught up, but we could still do with his rocketing alongside the bench. I guess it's because they don't get played. We've got Marias, who we add to that bench for a bit more in the defense, but of course we've got De Silva and Ibsen Rossi. And a few players on international duty. Good to see them getting recognition, and I'm ashamed to say, Rude still hasn't got his call up. Rude to not give him it, as look at our first games. We've got Arsenal, West Ham again, and Everton. As I keep thinking, because we're a youth academy, we've got to be the underdogs. But of course, we've got one man. And I'll show you it. There he is on the wing. Wilson, as we've got, is it Gutierrez injured in the midfield? That's a shame. Andrews and Goodwin up front as well, as, hey, a draw against Arsenal. I'll take that second season. Again, thinking with the underdogs. Do we actually have the potential to win the league? Apart from our defense, which still will improve, as we need to improve, and the only step in doing so is winning the Europa League. And after, well, a slight crash to the game, it's kept our league form quite good, because I think first time round we were top of the league, but then the game obviously crashed. So it's a bit dodgy right here, but Oxford/Cambridge doing well. Two in some youth saves, honestly, just love to mess your game up, as they messed our Europa League group around. But that's arguably harder with a team from Portugal and Belgium, as we top it with 0 draws and 0 defeats. I mean, after all, you expect us to do that. What with having this team and the quality that's in it? The only issue at the moment, though, is Marias on the bench. He's got 86 defending, 68 physical. A bit of a weird player, if you ask me. Could he play left back? I mean, he says he can play right back, but we can't fit him in. As is there no possible way of changing our formation? There's that, but yeah, we can't get rid of 2 strikers. As maybe we go with this. Back can change position. We'll probably change him to a cam, because that should take quite a while. Or not actually a while. If he went to centre mid, it would, and play like that with those 3 up front. Very disproportional front 3, because we've got Andrew still as a striker and Wilson still as a winger, with Goodwin as our main man. As that team, can it take us through all the way to the Europa League win? Oh, and after 6 games winning in our group stage, we actually lost in the quarters to TSG Hoffenheim. That's absolutely shocking. Can the league cheer us up? Did we win the Premier League? We lost it by 2 points. Right, it's Champions League football, don't get me wrong, but we've just bottled 2 trophies that we should have won with the front 3 that we had. And again, we're absolutely nowhere near the FA Cup. Let's check the Carabao Cup. Nowhere near again. Man City winning it. And honestly, this is getting frustrating. Very frustrating. As we had an 88 back now, a 94 Wilson, 91 Andrews. The list could go on, as I think we've hit as heights as well with Ibsen, Rossi, Bennett and Goodwin. They're actually staying in the team. So we've got a little bit of a claim towards Oxford and Cambridge, which is honestly what we need, because we're almost full youth. As what we like stats-wise, I mean, rating-wise, we're perfect. Champions League football next year, as expected. Alan Wilson with 26 goals, 15 assists, and Andrews in second, our 2 best players. As here we go, no changes to the team, and I don't think we'll use the academy, because look at the increases in some of these contracts. Players were getting paid like 3k a week, even £300 a week for the likes of Goodwin, who's now gone to 50k, I hope he enjoys his increase. And as you can also see, a bit of a worry is the size of the contracts signed. People just going for 1 year. They know there'll be bigger teams sniffing around for our players, but if we just play like we could really do, I believe this team can give the Champions League a go. At least get out the semi-finals and into the final. Yeah, the more I deep it, I just think we shouldn't do well, as Wilson's one of those players that is running out of contract. The 94 rated, and then we've got Marcus Andrews, who will be staying. Goodwin may be leaving as well. I'm very worried, as we've got 92 million to try and convince them with the contracts. They just signed 1 year last year. And is there anyone in the academy? I mean, it's not bad compared to when we started, but again, no use of them. We've just got our squad. And it's left us with nothing to do. I mean, a highlight in pre-season now is looking at the pre-season tournament invite, where we'll get more money. Yay, good competition. Where do we start in the league, though? Manchester United, followed up by Manchester City. This is going to be brilliant. We're beaten by United with 10 men as well. Typical start to the season, that for us, but we get a draw out of City and just show us the Champions League. Come on, that's all we care about. As Leipzig, Sporting and FCSB, well, that's a tricky group. But with our attack, like I keep saying, we've got to play to our strengths, attack all them teams, and see if we can go 6 wins again. Oh, and it's starting to bug me now. Not the fact that we've gone through, but the fact it keeps just rearranging our Champions League. I mean, it's made the group, well, questionably harder with Dortmund in there and Sociedad. 2 good teams who we blazed past, of course, and we've got Juventus. Juventus! For winning that group that we've just won. I mean, Sociedad have gone ahead and drawn Inter, which, questionably again, you could rather play. So questionable, man. What is going on with this team? I mean, as defense, now both players are 87 rated. Goalkeeper 88, Gutierrez 89, and our front three, well, they're all over 90 rated. Top half heavy with not many goals from them though. I mean, Will Goodwin has only scored 3. A bit of a disappointment from him and a bit of a big disappointment, should I say, in the league. 11th place. We can't dwell on that, of course. We've got to go straight into Juventus and hope for better. Champions League just has to be our saving grace, as the first game against Juventus is a win. That one as well, coming away from home as a 1-1 draw will seal the deal. Oh, but put us through in the next round to play Bayern Munich. Can't we just have drawn Kiev? Lucky Real Madrid. They'll probably go ahead and book their place in the final as we get a draw, and hey, Goodwin scores. Just get past this team, man, and we should be good. Andrews and Gutierrez, 2-0 over Bayern. Just give us an easy team next. We need an easy team, and we draw PSG. The audacity of this game to keep throwing us curveballs, but to be fair, we've kicked them to the curb a little bit. Come out with a draw, which honestly ain't that bad. 5-4 without penalties. And that is a case of our attack being better than defense, with Morrison, Goodwin, Andrews, by Mbappe, as we have knocked him out. And Atleti will be our final, which arguably again is our easiest game. We cannot fall at this final hurdle like we've done in the league, but at least we're joined by Arsenal. Not too embarrassing, and Chelsea in 9th, so yeah, not too great. I thought we'd win more than just the Champions League, which hopefully we're winning this one game right here, as we've not even touched the quarter-finals of any domestic trophy, I think, the entire save, which is quite frankly shocking, and maybe it's a morale thing because no one looks happy in our entire squad, as I don't care about happiness, just how they play, because we've got an amazing team which should get a result. As I know it's only a stereotype, but Simeone's team being defensive-minded versus our attacking-minded one is what excites me for this game. Can our 90-rated young lads get at their defense and make Cambridge and Oxford proud? Just like everyone coming out of the universities that go to these places, they've got to be smart with their football. As Andrews onto Liam Bennett, it's nice to have a couple of OGs in the squad. Get that back to Andrews, who's lost the ball immediately, and Unal to get them away. See, I told you so. They're going to be good at defending. And we are so attacking in our formation with Back with a good steal on the ball. And he's giving it to Goodwin, who could start the scoring, and he doesn't, you know. Andrews as well. Can you use your pace, please? As Andrews with a spin as well. We need to try and attack a bit more. Bennett, Liam Bennett, a Cambridge OG. He's managed to keep the ball here. He's done very well as the right back. Just pass it back into Back. Back's going to try and cross one in. There's no luck right there, but we do need a goal before half-time. Goodwin dropping back into Gutierrez, who spun his back onto the defender, you know, and Gutierrez close. But still not a goal, as we've just took one of the worst corners I've ever seen. And they just get the ball away, 0-0 at half-time. They are just too good. They're too good at the back, and they've got a bit of a counter-attack at the start of this second half. First little bit of showing of promise from Atleti. Don't let them score. Ibsen Rossi, come on. We've got to defend better than that as Mikado walks straight in, or whatever his name was. Saunders, oh my days. Very dodgy goalkeeping, but we could attack from this. Wilson, please. Wilson, no. He's kept the ball somehow as we're edging slightly closer, but again they've got an attack, and if they win their header, Pierre Schurz applying the pressure. That's a nice little pun. Anyway, I've got to focus on this game. Schurz with the ball at the back into Navas right here, into Neves. Molina, stop him please. Oh, we have not been good in this second half at all. Andrews find Wilson though. This man needs to shine a bit more, and he's trying to get around the defender, and he has. It's Alan Wilson going into the box. The Welshman with the chance, and it's a very scuffed goal, but he may have just done it for Cameford United. Alan Wilson, as it's a very smart turn from our number 9 right there, and with a 0.2 goal expectancy. It's quite a solid finish. I will take that, and that man's jumping for joy as we 1-0 up. As hopefully that's got the confidence up. He's won the ball already back, and yep, can we dominate a little bit more than we have been doing? That's a good tackle onto Back, and Back with the back heel that backfires and gives them the chance to come at us again. Really didn't like that, especially at this moment in the game. We've got a small team, but we've won a header against Rodri, back at his former club, and Wilson with a run here. He's got one defender to beat, and he may have just beaten him. Alan Wilson, you know, he's not got the pace, but still, we're just waiting on a final whistle now. 2 added minutes. Come on, they need to fly by. We're chasing every ball down. Costis with it at his feet, but the whistle does go. And that, my friends, means that Cambridge/Oxford have won the Champions League with you. Get in there. What an achievement this has been. It's been a long save. Anyway, in my personal opinion, it's got very warm in the room. As speaking of warm, them boys were on flames to get us there. Some serious ratings. As if you want to see your team either merge with another one or just do a youth academy only save, comment them down below, and you never know, it may be the next one on the channel, as I'll see you very shortly.